All right, so we're going to start with lesson 1 for week 4. We are going to move into our financial unit, talking about simple interest. So if you're kind of confused, you're like, what is interest? Well, interest is additional money that you earn or that you owe. Okay? So earning is a good thing. All right? Earning is money that you are making. So if you are earning money, you're probably talking about a savings account. Okay? Money that you are putting in the bank that is yours. And if you are owing money, we're probably talking about a loan or a credit card, which are usually pretty bad. So I'm going to try to avoid those as much as we can, but they're inevitable. So we are going to be calculating simple interest, okay? So the formula for simple interest, write this pretty big, is I equals P times R times T. And you're probably like, what in the world does that even mean? Just a bunch of letters. Well, obviously I stands for the interest, the extra money that you earn or owe. And you can pause the video if I'm moving too fast. P is the principal amount. So the principal is the original amount of money that you are depositing or that you owe. Okay, it's the original amount. I'm going to put a little money sign. R is the rate. Okay, this is your percentage. Whatever savings account rate or credit card rate or loan rate that they give you, that's super important. So special thing about rate, I'm going to put on the side. So they're going to give you a percentage. You need to change it to a decimal. Okay, you have to do that or you're going to get the problem incorrect. So you need to change whatever rate they give you to a decimal. So for example, let's say they give you a rate of 5%. So to change something to a decimal, you put the decimal where it is. Either it's at the very end or it's somewhere that they give you. And you move it 2 places to the left. Okay? 2 to the left. So this would be 0.05 as your new rate. Another example, let's say they give you 6%. You want to move it, it's behind, you move it 1, 2. So now it's 0.06. Okay? Another example, let's say they give you a decimal at 7.5%. You still have to move the decimal 2 places, even though you're like, oh, it already is a decimal. No, it's a percentage with a decimal. So you have to change it to an actual decimal, 1, 2. So it's 0.075. Okay, so that's super important about rates. So remember that, and I'll go over it more. And then back to our formula. Finally, T stands for time, which is usually given in years. Okay, so the really easy thing for interest, all you're doing is multiplying. Okay, so you're figuring out what are each of the values and multiplying. The hardest thing is the rate, so we got to remember to do that. So let's look at our first problem. It's pretty easy. I didn't give you a word problem. I'm just giving you all the values, and then we will solve it. So let's just start. Say our principal is P, which is $500. The rate, or R, is 5%, but that's an issue. Remember, it cannot be a percentage. It has to be a decimal. So I move the decimal 2 places to the left, and it becomes 0.05. And then finally, T, our time, is 5 years. So all you're doing is plugging into the formula I equals P times R times T. So our P is 500. Our R is 0.05. And our time is 5. So I'll let you use a calculator, whatever you need to do. I'm just going to use my calculator. So 500 times 0.05 times 5. Multiply, and that's $125. So that means you put in $500 in an account with a 5% rate for 5 years. You left it alone for 5 years, and you got an additional $125. just for leaving your amount of money in your savings account. Okay? So let's look at a little word problem. Julia deposited $1,000 into a savings account with a simple interest rate of 7%. How much interest will she have gained over 12 years? So 1,000, 7%, and 12. So I want to figure out what's my P, what's my R, and what's my T. So my original amount that she deposited is $1,000. So that's your P, your principal. My rate is 7%. But remember, that needs to become a decimal, so that would be 0.07. And my time is 12 years, so 12. All right, and then I just plug it into I equals P times R times T. P is 1,000 times the rate is 0.07 times the time is 12. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and solve it. So 1,000 times 0.07 times 12, $840. So by leaving, she put in $1,000, she left it alone for 12 years, and she gained an additional $840 just for leaving her investment alone. All right, next one. Raymond deposited $250 into a simple interest account with a rate of 6.5%. How much interest will be accrued over 25 years? Now, accrued just means gained. It means how much interest is she earning over 25 years. So, important things. We have $250 deposit, a rate of 6.5%, and a time of 25 years. So, P is $250. Rate is 6.5%. Now, this one's tricky because even though it's a decimal, it has a decimal, it's not a decimal. You still have to move it 2 places to the left. Sorry, I do my arrow. And it becomes 0.065 as your rate. And then the time, T, is 25 years. So I know that I equals P times R times T. Principal, or P, is $250. Rate is 0.065. And time is 25. If I'm going too fast, just pause the video. Okay, so we have principal is $250 times a rate of 0.065 times a time of 25 years. All right, and I'm earning 406.25, an extra 406.25. Okay, last problem. So this one's a little different. I made it about a credit card. So this is actually interest that's bad. This is interest, or the amount of money extra that she's going to owe on her credit card because she's not paying it off. So Lauren owes $500 on her credit card with a simple interest rate of 26%. If she doesn't make a payment for 6 years, then how much interest will she have to pay in addition to the original amount? So I want to know how much extra money is she going to have to pay on top of the $500 that she already owes. So it's still the same process. We still have a principal of $500. A rate of 26%, so we want to change that to 0.26, and a time of 6 years. I still want to find the interest. I equals P times R times T. So I'm going to do 500 times 0.26 times 6. All right, so 500 times 0.26 times 6. $780. Wow. So she owes $500. She's leaving it alone, not paying a single dime for 6 years. On top of $500, she's going to have to pay an extra $780 because she hasn't made a payment. That is crazy. So if y'all have any questions, just let me know. We are going to move on to lesson 2, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You're going to be looking for different parts of the problem. You can pause the video, make sure you have all of this down, and yeah, email your teachers if you have any questions. Good luck, guys.